Hello, my dear friend, and welcome. Today, I want to talk about something that's often misunderstood, rarely discussed, and yet deeply important to your health as a man over 50. What if I told you that something as private, natural, and simple as self-care? Yes, masturbation could actually support your prostate health, improve blood flow, reduce inflammation, and help you age with more comfort and strength. Now, I understand this might sound surprising, maybe even uncomfortable, but I promise you what I'm about to share is based on real science, decades of research, and years of helping men just like you reclaim their health with dignity. I'm Dr. Marcus, and for over 30 years, I've supported older men in restoring their confidence, intimacy, and vitality naturally, compassionately, and without shame. If you've been experiencing prostate discomfort, urinary issues, or simply want to take back control of your aging process, stay with me. This video could be the missing piece in your wellness journey. And before we begin, I'd love to know where you're watching from. Let me know in the comments. I read every response, and it helps me connect with men from around the world who are ready to take back their health. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, give this video a like, and share it with someone you care about. Together, we're creating a space where men can age with truth, knowledge, and self-respect. Now let's begin. Let me share something with you that happened just last month in my practice. A gentleman named Robert, 68 years old, came to see me. He'd been struggling for 2 years with what he called the nightly dance, getting up 4, sometimes 5 times each night to urinate, feeling like his bladder never fully emptied, and experiencing that uncomfortable pressure that many men know all too well. Robert had seen specialists, tried medications, and was considering more invasive procedures. But when I asked him about his overall intimate health, he looked down and quietly said, "Doc, that part of my life ended years ago. I figured it was just part of getting old." That conversation changed everything for Robert, and it's the same conversation I want to have with you today. Because what Robert discovered and what thousands of men have learned through my practice is that our bodies have an incredible capacity for self-healing when we understand how to work with them, not against them. You see, the challenge with prostate health isn't just medical, it's cultural. We live in a society that teaches men to ignore their bodies until something breaks, to push through discomfort, and to never speak about the most intimate aspects of health. But your prostate doesn't care about cultural taboos. It responds to care, attention, and yes, regular healthy stimulation. Part 1. Understanding the prostate's silent role. As men age, the prostate often becomes a source of worry and unfortunately discomfort. It's a small gland tucked beneath the bladder, and though it's often overlooked, it plays a crucial role in sexual and urinary function. Over time, the prostate may enlarge, become inflamed, or congested. Conditions like BPH, benign prostatic hyperplasia, and prostatitis become increasingly common, bringing symptoms like frequent urination, weak extreme pressure or pain, and decreased sexual performance. But what if I told you that your body has a built-in maintenance tool, and it's free, safe, and surprisingly effective? Let's talk about how regular mindful masturbation can support your prostate function in ways most men don't realize. The prostate is fascinating when you really understand what it does. This walnut-sized gland produces about 30% of the fluid that makes up semen. It's constantly working, constantly producing, constantly preparing. Think of it as a small factory that never stops production. But like any factory, it needs regular maintenance, regular clearing of the production lines, and regular quality control. Here's what most men don't realize. Your prostate is designed to be active. It thrives on regular function, regular stimulation, regular release. When we ignore this natural need, when we shut down our sexual health due to embarrassment or cultural conditioning, we're essentially asking a factory to keep producing without ever shipping its products. The result? Congestion, inflammation, and dysfunction. I remember another patient, James, a 72-year-old retired teacher. He came to me after his PSA level started climbing. He was terrified, convinced he was facing the worst. But when I asked about his intimate life, he revealed that after his wife passed 5 years earlier, he'd completely shut down that part of himself. It felt wrong, he said, like I was being disrespectful to her memory. We worked together to help James understand that honoring his body's needs wasn't disrespectful to anyone. It was honoring the life he'd been given. 6 months later, not only had his PSA levels stabilized, but James told me he felt more energetic, was sleeping better, and had even started dating again. I realized I was mourning my own body while I was still alive, he said. This is the power of understanding your prostate not as something separate from you, but as an integral part of your vitality, your energy, your life force itself. Part 2, How Masturbation Benefits Prostate Health. 1. It improves blood circulation. Every time you engage in self-stimulation, your body increases pelvic blood flow. This boost in circulation brings oxygen and nutrients directly to your prostate and surrounding tissues, helping reduce cellular waste buildup, nourish tissue repair, and support optimal gland function. Especially as we age and natural circulation declines, this becomes a simple yet vital form of rejuvenation. Think of it as a daily tune-up for your pelvic region. But let's dive deeper into what this circulation boost really means. As we age, our cardiovascular system naturally becomes less efficient. Blood vessels can become less flexible, circulation can slow, and tissues can become starved for the nutrients they need to function optimally. This is particularly true in the pelvic region, where blood flow can become compromised due to prolonged sitting, reduced physical activity, and the natural changes that come with aging. When you engage in sexual arousal and stimulation, your body responds with a powerful vascular response. Blood vessels dilate, blood flow increases dramatically, and suddenly this often neglected region of your body receives a surge of life-giving nutrients and oxygen. It's like giving your prostate a drink of water after it's been sitting in the desert. Research from Johns Hopkins has shown that men who maintain regular sexual activity have measurably better blood flow to the pelvic region compared to those who don't. This isn't just about sexual function. It's about cellular health, tissue repair, and the body's ability to maintain itself at the most fundamental level. 2. It reduces inflammation and fluid buildup. One of the key reasons older men experience discomfort is prostatic congestion when fluid builds up due to inactivity. Regular ejaculation helps flush these secretions, keeping the gland clear and reducing inflammation. Research shows that men who ejaculate more regularly have lower risks of developing chronic prostatitis and may reduce the chances of developing more serious prostate issues over time. Let me paint you a picture of what prostatic congestion really looks like. Imagine a small sponge that's designed to absorb and release fluid regularly. Now imagine that sponge being squeezed tight and never being wrung out. Over time, that sponge becomes heavy, waterlogged, and eventually starts to break down. That's essentially what happens to your prostate when it doesn't get regular release. The Harvard Health Publishing studies have been revolutionary in helping us understand this process. They followed over 29,000 men for decades and found that those who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had a 33% lower risk of prostate cancer compared to those who ejaculated less frequently. But this isn't just about cancer prevention. It's about daily comfort, daily function, daily quality of life. I had a patient, William, who described his prostate symptoms as feeling like he was carrying a tennis ball that never quite fit right. After implementing regular self-care practices, he described the relief as finally being able to exhale after holding my breath for years. It's not about performance, it's about release. A quiet, natural cleanse for a gland that rarely gets attention until something goes wrong. This is your body's own maintenance program, and it's more effective than any pharmaceutical intervention because it works with your natural design, not against it. 3, it supports hormonal balance. During masturbation, your body releases a cocktail of hormones, including endorphins, natural pain relievers, and mood elevators, oxytocin, the connection hormone that calms the nervous system, and testosterone stabilizers that help keep your hormone profile balanced. All of these combine to create a calm, anti-inflammatory effect on the body, including the prostate. Plus, maintaining healthy hormonal rhythm through regular self-care may even support libido, sleep quality, and mental clarity. The hormonal symphony that occurs during sexual arousal and climax is truly remarkable. Your body releases a cascade of beneficial chemicals that would be impossible to replicate with any medication. Dopamine surges, creating feelings of pleasure and motivation. Endorphins flood your system, providing natural pain relief and mood enhancement. Oxytocin promotes feelings of calm and connection. And perhaps most importantly for men over 50, this process helps maintain healthy testosterone levels. Testosterone isn't just about sexual function, it affects energy levels, muscle mass, bone density, mood, and cognitive function. As men age, testosterone naturally declines, but regular sexual activity can help maintain healthier levels for longer. It's like keeping your hormonal engine well-tuned instead of letting it idle until it breaks down. I remember David, a 65-year-old businessman who came to me complaining of fatigue, depression, and what he called brain fog. His testosterone levels were low normal, and he was considering hormone replacement therapy. But when we addressed his complete sexual health picture, including regular self-care, his energy levels improved dramatically within 3 months. His follow-up blood work showed significantly improved hormone levels, and he told me he felt like someone turned the lights back on in my brain. 4, it prevents prostate congestion. The prostate is a working gland. It's meant to produce and release fluid. When that fluid sits stagnant, it creates a breeding ground for inflammation, discomfort, and even enlargement. Think of masturbation as your body's way of releasing pressure, keeping the internal environment of the prostate clean and functioning. In the same way we clean our teeth daily to prevent decay, this is a form of daily hygiene for the inner body. This analogy of daily hygiene is more accurate than you might realize. Just as we've learned that daily brushing prevents dental problems, regular prostate maintenance prevents urological problems. The difference is that we're comfortable talking about dental hygiene, but we've been conditioned to ignore prostate hygiene. Your prostate produces fluid continuously. This isn't something that stops as you age. In fact, many age-related prostate problems occur precisely because men stop regular sexual activity, either due to partner loss, health concerns, or simply because they've been told it's not appropriate for their age. But your prostate didn't get that memo. It's still working, still producing, still needing regular clearing. I want to share another story with you. Thomas, a 69-year-old widower, came to me with severe prostate enlargement. His urologist was recommending surgery. Thomas was scared and felt defeated. "I guess this is just what happens when you get old," he said. But Thomas wasn't old. His prostate was just congested from years of neglect. We worked together on a comprehensive approach that included regular self-care, targeted exercises, and nutritional support. 6 months later, his prostate size had decreased measurably, his symptoms had improved dramatically, and he avoided surgery entirely. His urologist was amazed. Thomas looked at me and said, "I wish someone had told me 20 years ago that taking care of my body could be this simple." But let's also address the elephant in the room. Many men worry about frequency. How often is healthy? How often is too much? The answer isn't a number. It's about listening to your body and responding to its natural rhythms. Some men find that 2 to 3 times per week feels right. Others prefer daily. The key is consistency and mindfulness, not performance or achievement. The medical literature suggests that ejaculation frequency of 21 times per month provides optimal prostate health benefits. But this isn't a prescription. It's a guideline. Your body will tell you what feels right. The goal is regular maintenance, not exhausting performance. Part 3, a word on moderation and mindfulness. Now let me be clear, this is not about overindulgence. Like all things in health, balance matters. Too much self-stimulation, especially when it becomes compulsive or interferes with your focus, relationships, or energy, can lead to temporary genital fatigue, irritation, or distraction from meaningful connection. But with a moderate, intentional rhythm, masturbation becomes a gentle, healthy ritual that supports emotional grounding, physical maintenance, and hormonal balance. If at any point you feel discomfort or struggle with control around this practice, speak with a health provider. There's no shame in seeking balance, only strength. Mindfulness transforms this practice from something rushed and hidden into something healing and restorative. When you approach self-care with intention, with awareness, with respect for your body, it becomes a form of meditation, a way of connecting with yourself, a practice of self-love in the truest sense. I encourage my patients to think of this as sacred time with themselves. Create a comfortable environment. Be present with the sensations. Breathe deeply. Allow yourself to receive pleasure without guilt or shame. This isn't just about physical release. It's about emotional healing, about reclaiming your relationship with your own body, about honoring the magnificent vessel that has carried you through life. Many men tell me that once they shift their perspective from shame to self-care, the experience becomes transformative. They sleep better, feel more confident, have better relationships, and yes, experience significant improvement in prostate-related symptoms. Let me also address the question of technique and safety. As we age, our bodies may need different approaches. Use high-quality, body-safe lubricants. Take your time. Listen to your body. If something feels uncomfortable, adjust. This isn't about performance or achieving anything specific. It's about gentle, caring maintenance of your body. I also want to acknowledge that some men have physical limitations that make traditional approaches challenging. Arthritis, mobility issues, or other health conditions don't disqualify you from prostate health. There are adaptive techniques, devices, and approaches that can work for almost everyone. The key is being willing to explore what works for your unique situation. Part 4, your daily act of healing. Let's be honest, aging can feel like a slow unraveling of parts we once trusted. But your body isn't broken. It's evolving. And when you treat it with care instead of shame, curiosity instead of fear, you unlock your potential to heal from within. Daily self-care, like mindful masturbation, is not just physical. It's about reclaiming your relationship with your body. It's about saying, I am still whole. I am still alive. I still matter. This is perhaps the most important message I can share with you today. Your sexuality, your capacity for pleasure, your body's need for intimate care, these don't expire with age. They evolve, they mature, they deepen, but they remain essential parts of who you are. I've worked with men in their 80s who have discovered new levels of intimacy and pleasure by embracing this understanding. I've seen 70-year-olds reverse years of prostate problems through consistent self-care. I've watched 60-year-olds regain confidence and vitality they thought were gone forever. The story I want to leave you with is about Frank, an 82-year-old retired carpenter. Frank came to me barely able to urinate, in constant discomfort and convinced his body was failing him. He'd been told surgery was his only option. Frank was skeptical about everything I suggested, but he was desperate enough to try. 18 months later, Frank's prostate symptoms were minimal. He was sleeping through the night, and he'd started a new relationship. At his last visit, he looked at me and said, "Doc, I thought my body was broken. Turns out it just needed some attention." Your body's not broken. It needs attention, care, respect, and yes, regular intimate maintenance. This isn't about recapturing youth. It's about honoring the man you are today and giving your body what it needs to serve you well for years to come. So now you know self-care isn't shameful, it's powerful, it's protective, and it's personal. From improved circulation to reduced inflammation, from hormonal balance to clearing congestion, regular mindful self-stimulation may be one of the most natural ways to support your prostate health as you age. You don't need fancy tools or invasive treatments to begin healing. Sometimes the answer is already in your hands, quiet, honest, and waiting to be embraced. If this message resonated with you, please like this video, subscribe, and share it with someone who deserves to feel empowered in their body again. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Where are you watching from? What surprised you the most about today's topic? And if you stayed with me to the very end, write "I watched till the end" so I know you're part of this powerful movement toward better health, dignity, and self-understanding. Until next time, take care of your body, take care of your mind, and never forget you deserve to age with strength. This is Dr. Marcus, reminding you that your best years can still be ahead of you.